Good morning. This is Amodi speaking. How's everybody doing? I've been blessed enough to be able to do some podcasts and get some messages out that have been able to uplift some folks and help them make a change in their life. And some folks have asked me, how can I do this? How can I get in front of audiences? How can I do podcasts? Well, first of all, getting in front of the audience. If you can get in front of an audience, you can do the podcast. That's the major hurdle, to be able to talk comfortably in front of folks. Of course, we realize that talking is probably one of the most fearful activities that a human being can take part in. Talking in front of strangers, very, very hard, but you can get over it and you can work it into your normal routine. So now, what are we talking about? In order to get in front of an audience, you have to have the first thing that every major speaker has: content. Content. What is the information you're trying to get to your audience? What is it that you want them to know? Why do they listen to you? Why should they listen to you? What do you have that's so death-defying that they want to sit for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and listen to what your words are for them? Content. And also, you have to realize that along with content, you should have a story. People love to hear a story. How did you get here in front of the audience? Was it your ride to the auditorium? Was it your plane trip to the auditorium? Maybe you walked, maybe you rode a bicycle. I don't know. Whatever story, people love to hear a story to start off with. So now, talked about content, your information. The second part of content. Whatever you're going to talk about, make sure you've researched it. Make sure you know it cold. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be well versed in it. So for example, people love quotes. You can quote a person, give them their props. You can cite a source, give them their props. Don't think that you have to know everything all the time. People like information provided, and they'd like to know where the source is. So you give them the source. So for example, a good quote is Martin Luther King: "I had a dream." Yeah, guess what? I had a dream too. And then you can take it from there. That's just a rough idea. The next part of this is in terms of how do you present your information. And there's a trick used in the church where they give information, then they give revelation, and then they give inspiration. Okay, so basically you're following a pattern. You have to know your audience. You're following a pattern. What is your audience made of? For example, sometimes I'll talk to young people. What are the issues that are facing young people? Peer pressure. What am I going to do after I finish high school? What am I going to do after I finish college? Some of the things that I give them are real easy takeaways that they can use as soon as they leave my presentation. That's why you want to have your content, you want to provide value, you want to give people things that they can use now. That increases your value, that increases your ability to fill seats. Okay, so we talked about information, revelation, and inspiration. The last part of why you're doing this is a call to action. What do you want these folks to do? What do you want them to walk away with? Do you want them to run to the back of the room to buy your books? Do you want them to go online and order, more material from you, more merchandise from you? What do you want them to do? Okay? So even though you're talking in front of an audience, there's a purpose to why you're there. Now, I'm going to be giving you more information about podcasts and how simple it is to do and how to set it up, how to do content, how much content is enough content. Actually, you can never have too much content. It's just a matter of how do you parcel it out to your audience. How much content can an audience take? Depends on the audience, okay? But we'll be talking with you soon. Take care. Have a blessed day.